See how this couple strengthens their relationship, but don't imitate it. Because they all used real guns, they started a big fight at home. After the war, the relationship between the two returned to when they were just married. The relationship between the two of them is really good. They got married after just 2 months together, and their little days were very sweet. In fact, they are both top killers. They have been together for 6 years, and neither of them knows the real identity of the other. Until that night, the two of them received a task at the same time. The task was very difficult, and they made excuses for each other. The next morning, Peter came to the basement, which was full of banknotes and new weapons. Lena opened her eyes, came to the oven, pressed it twice, and a fully automatic weapon warehouse opened. There are various weapons in it. Moreover, Lena has a whole team, and it is inevitable to complete the task. When that day came, both of them said they were going on a business trip, but in fact, they both had to perform tasks. Lena sets the trap and waits for the target to take the bait. But at this time, a car appeared, disrupting Lena's plan. Lena cursed, "Which idiot it is, yes, this idiot is her husband." Peter took out a bazooka. Lena took out a sniper rifle and shot Peter. At this time, the escort convoy had entered the explosion zone. Luckily Peter was wearing body armor. Peter set up a rocket launcher to attack, and the small house was blown to pieces. Fortunately, Lena got on the motorcycle and left in advance. Both of them failed in their mission. Both bosses are very angry. Find the person who destroyed the assassination within a limited time of 48 hours and deal with it thoroughly. Peter found Lena's laptop from the ruins and gave it to a friend to check. Why does the delivery address look so familiar? Peter came over to see that the recipient was Lena. At the same time, Lena checked the surveillance playback, and found that the leg-shaking posture was very similar to Peter. When Peter came home at night, he found that Lena had prepared dinner, and was waiting for him. So he pretended to pour wine for Lena, and then deliberately let go. Lena subconsciously caught the wine bottle, but Lena couldn't hide it any longer.
I got it.
I'll get a towel.
Peter rushed back into the room, pulling out a gun. Lena drove away, and Peter chased after her. Peter's gun accidentally went off and almost hit Lena. Peter wanted to explain, but Lena drove Peter to the roof of the car. Peter broke the glass and got in. Lena took the opportunity to jump directly from the car.
We need to talk.
On the next day, Lena took her staff home, and moved everything in the house. Peter was very angry when he went home and saw it. Peter sneaked into Lena's company through the ventilation duct, but also triggered the intrusion system. Lena starts the evacuation plan and destroys all evidence. Then, take out the range gun, and shoot the steel wire towards the opposite building. The moment Peter arrived, Lena had already slid to the opposite building. The company gave them 48 hours to kill each other, and now they only have 18 hours left. After returning, he found clues in the destroyed evidence. In a building under construction, Peter put on a hard hat and sneaked into the construction site disguised as a contractor. But the moment he entered the elevator, he fell into Lena's trap. The two never forgot to quarrel. The smell of gunpowder is full. Lena said that a bomb had been installed in the elevator, and it was still too late to surrender. Peter is also a pure man, directly provocatively said, "Come here, if you have the ability, you will explode." I didn't expect my colleague to be quite solid, and it exploded with a bang. Lena looked at the monitor, and the couple was arguing, "But I didn't expect you to be able to do it." Lena looked at the bombed-out elevator with reluctance. In the evening, Lena came to the place where she got engaged to Peter, drank beer and shed tears. Suddenly a bartender came over to pour wine for Lena. Lena secretly smiled. Why did Peter die so easily? Then when Lena went to the bathroom, there was a mess. Peter looked at the crowd. Lena had already run away among them. Lena picked up a gun and waited for Peter to come home. Peter didn't dare to go through the main entrance, but climbed in through the window. Peter took out his gun, and suddenly a mirror exposed Peter's position. So Lena shot, punching a hole in the wall.
Still alive, baby?
Then the two shot indiscriminately. Seeing that the gun was out of bullets, Peter took out a knife and threw it. In the end, the two confronted each other with guns, and no one could do anything. After all, they still have feelings after being together for 6 years. So after the two experienced a big battle, they suddenly believed in their feelings again. But not long after the tranquility, the killer sent by the company had arrived, and dropped a small bomb into the house. Peter kicked the bomb near the fuel tank when he found it. As soon as the two came out, the house behind them exploded. Later, the two found Brody and wanted to use him to negotiate with the companies of both parties. I thought it was a big bargaining chip, but Brody said, "I'm just a small person, and the company's real purpose is to make you fight each other." Sure enough, the positioning on the belt has exposed the position. However, the killers still missed. They hid in the sewer and temporarily escaped the pursuit. In the end, the two of them ran into a shopping mall, and now they had only one way to survive. Soon, the killer also came in. Lena was pushing a cart full of fruit knives, and the killer was stabbed to death before he could react. A fruit knife is one knife, very precise. Lena also hit Peter, who cursed. Lena hid on the roof and shot, but there were so many killers that Lena didn't even have time to blink. Peter saw Lena was beaten down. Peter came to Lena to cover her, then drove Gatlin to break through in a small car. Under Gatling's strafing, many killers were killed. Peter and Lena were shot many times by the killer, but fortunately they wore body armor. The two of them killed the enemy back to back flexibly, dodging rockets. We'll see you next time.